I watched that a couple million gajillion times. I watched it when Marshy was making it, and it still makes me laugh. I don't care how many times I watch it. It cracks me up every time because, unfortunately, Euromute is a real deal thing, which is why we have that shirt in the merch shop, people. So if you need one of those for the people that you do meetings with, grab one because trust me, it happens. It happens. Gang, welcome to another Awesome Sauce Community Shop we're going to get in today. We're going to do a master class. We brought in some lovely people here that have an awesome product. Now, here's the thing. It's designed for worship services. It's designed to help churches and other organizations like that get their stuff together. But I tell you what, you guys know me. If I step into a church, it will explode, and I still love this thing. Like, it's dope. I kind of can see many, many ways for some of you facilitators to produce just way more engaging level events. So what we wanted to do was collaborate. I'm going to show them how to sauce up their stuff using Ecamm Live, and then we'll talk a little bit about Altar Live, and we're going to have an Ecamm Altar Live mashup, if you will, or smash up on the internet. I don't know, which is it? You guys let me know in the chat. Wait, nobody joined this. Let me turn that off. That was from yesterday. If any of you guys dial in, I would kick you out. Anyway, let's say hello to Stephanie and Andy. Woo, hi, y'all.
What's up?
How you guys doing?
Hey, good, man. How are you?
Good. Andy, first of all, props on purple. I'm team purple around here. And so
Team
really,
Hey, man, it's the cover. It's the color of royalty around here.
That's what I say. It's the color of royalty.
Come on.
So it's exactly. That's it. Actually, it's the color of Crown Royal bag. So there's that.
Well,
I'm joking. And so I really like it. And my buddy Kevin Cox, who's probably in the chat somewhere, he has those same panels, which I absolutely love. I'm trying to convince him to paint his purple though. Whoa! Why do we don't shrink Andy? Andy, stay the same size. Okay, watch this. Let's put that back over there. That was my fault. Lock your overlays, people. Don't be like me. And Stephanie, how are you doing, Stephanie?
So good. Not purple. Sorry. Still working on this
But your
hot
headphone
mess
game is
me.
incredible. What kind of headphones are those?
Oh, these are Jabra Elites.
Oh, yes.
I am a huge fan. All the way over the ear. Wireless. I use them every single day.
Jabra makes really, really fantastic headphones. I remember they had some of the first bone conductor in ears when everybody was walking around with the monster Bluetooth thing, which made you just look like you had a scarab on your ear. Jabra has some of the best stuff out. And I used to have a Jabra thing in the ceiling of my car because my truck didn't have Bluetooth. And so you just clip it to the visor. And people were like, are you in your car? And I'm like, yeah, it doesn't sound like it. And I was like, oh, yeah, cool. So really, really kind of cool stuff. All right. So, Jim, we'll talk to our audience real quick. Jim, no, we don't actually have, which is the reason why we brought these guys along. Let me make this skinnier. We brought these guys along so we can talk about ways that people who are doing sort of worship-oriented things can do a good mix of the two products. So why don't one of you guys walk us through real quick what Altar Live is and like how you came up with it? First of all the ladies, Stephanie is the CEO. I just want to put that out there because as a man who grew up in a house with 7 women and I was the baby, I am smart enough to give props where props is due. I don't want to get hurt. And then as a person who is basically sharing a house for the last 20 years with a black belt, I'm going to answer to the lady first. I don't want to get beat up.
Well, thank you, Doc Rock. We have an amazing team here at Altar Live. I'm Stephanie, CEO and founder. Andy Mage is our content manager. He is the face you get to see on any Altar Live videos. So we are, a team that's been building technology for the last 10 years, but in response to a huge change that has happened in not just faith communities, but every industry, is this massive move to online. And if any of you out there are pastors or faith leaders, you know that faith communities are not known to be early tech adopters. And so this was a roller coaster ride for a lot of you the last year and a half. So Altar Live stepped in to address the most common issue we saw, which is join us for our service or live stream on YouTube, Facebook, or maybe church online platform if you come from a Christian faith community, And then join us on Zoom afterwards for a time of actually talking with each other, that after service or after event interaction. So Altar said, could we do both of those on the same platform? So we are a live stream and video conference platform designed to maximize engagement. Churches use us as an alternative to the way that they're doing services, to take people from, anonymous to known to connected with at least one other person. And they also use us as a complete Zoom replacement. So if any of you out there are tired of Zoom, this is your answer. We are definitely, I just talked with the church yesterday. They're switching off 70 Zoom accounts to move to one Altar Live account.
Whoa!
So we got a lot of churches that start to make that move. It's a no-brainer.
Whoa, 70 accounts? Good Lord,
70
that's
accounts.
massive. That is absolutely massive. Wow, that's incredible. I just kind of like, okay, I'm from Apple camp and been, when I was working at AOL, my job was to basically look at apps and gear and write articles about them. And the thing that I was always on is sort of design, interface, usability. And that just comes from being brainwashed by Team Steve. So I'm very much about the design and stuff. As I look at this here, like this is just, one of the shots here on the site. It is quite incredible. And we had our last call. We went through a couple of things and I was quite impressed. So I really, really like the layout. It's funny. I was thinking about this portion right here, right? This is amazing. Like, I just absolutely love it. You got your speaker there. You got people here sitting in the back. I see KP is sitting in the front. That's one of our users we call KP. This is kind of funny. So, this is cool. Like, how would someone use, say, like this particular part of the event? Like, this is just, my eye just goes to that. Don't ask me why.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll share my screen here if you want.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sean, and we can let's go to an event together. So let me whip up my screen here.
Let me put you on full. Turn this off, and then I'm gonna go to over here, and I'm gonna put. Hey, share your screen back again.
Oh, I'm coming.
And then go like one, and then there we go. I got it. There we go. Bye.
Awesome. All right, so let's go to a church service. So this is an Altar community landing page. It connects with your website. All of Altar events are browser-based, URL linked. And so this is our community landing page where you might have a series of events where you want people to hop into, maybe things happening at the same time. So if we click on one of these events, we're going to hop into the live stream service. So up here at the top, this might be where your live stream feed is coming in. What's cool about it is, different than YouTube or Facebook where all you have is, that feed that'll come in and your chat over on the right. You also have these rows underneath. This is where people can actually do video conferencing with each other. Andy's going to jump into this event as well.
Wait, so you can talk in church and not get in trouble?
Oops. Yeah, you can come in too. Do you want to come in? Yeah, let's switch my camera
if I got talking in church, my grandma would just slap me. So that's why you can slip and say, hey, I want to talk to you, Andy.
You got so many ways now to whisper to somebody next to you. So
that's cool.
Andy and I just took a seat next to each other. We're seated here. We could be watching this live stream. Now imagine, you've got discussion questions on screen. You're coming in from Ecamm on that stage. If you have a time where you want people to turn to their neighbor and discuss something, or you just want to go say hi to somebody in another row, you can move yourself around as a user just by clicking on any of these empty seats.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. It's like Andy didn't brush his teeth today. Let me slide over to the next one.
Exactly. My hair is not looking great. No problem.
Stephanie, my hair never looks. Never mind. Forget that.
I love it. So, interaction happens here, but one of the biggest things that people love about the platform is it's not just the interaction that's happening in this chat, over announcements, polls, or in these rows together. It's also what happens before or after an event. So as a host, I can move everyone to the lobby. Now, for those of you who keep sending people to Zoom links after an event is over, this is a huge game changer for you because it means that you can keep everyone on the same link, but now send them into breakout rooms where they can choose where they want to go and who they want to sit with. So I can go, again, take a seat next to Andy somewhere. I could name these tables, maybe a Meet the Pastor table or a prayer table. We're in Boston, so we always have a Tom Brady fan table. But you can make this fun. You can make this, event oriented. Now, you can imagine all these tables right now are maximum of 4 people. That's why we have rooms. Rooms allow you to actually have more than 4 at a time, so they go up to 100. So this church, Symphony Church, we're crashing their event right now, but they use it for congregational prayer, a newcomers room, and then they always spin up some rooms just for people to hang out in. If we hop into one of these, Andy and I could go into one of these classrooms essentially and talk with each other. Hey, Andy. And I could share my screen, give a presentation in this, and then, when that event is starting again, hosts have this master control to pull everyone back into that auditorium where we're going to go and watch what's happening on that stage. This is the beauty, and Andy can talk a little bit more about this too, but this stage, what happens up there, that live stream, we can bring it in directly from Ecamm to Altar, and then we can multi-stream out from Altar to Facebook and YouTube. So if you're using a lot of different software connected together, we love what Ecamm does to Altar events because it just makes that so much easier.
Oh my goodness. Oh, this is so cool. Okay, so check this out. I'm just thinking from an event type thing, even a community type thing. One of the things that we're always doing, especially me, I'm kind of famous for getting into people's case about gear and talking about gear and things like that. But I do have some really good other, subject matter experts. I could take something like Altar Live for the Ecamm community, and we're going to do a thing. Today we're going to talk about audio, just how everybody get their audio sounding good for a stream or something of that nature. And then we get into the breakout rooms. Okay, these are for all the people that are using USB stuff and, trying to get rid of the children's running around. These are for people that have an isolated room, say like Andy and myself, where we have some sound coverage. We got, broadcast level mics, whatever, but we just want to add that little extra pizzazz. Those could be in those little breakout rooms, and then we can come back together and hammer the conversation home a little bit, right? This is really cool. Plus you get to meet the other people, in your environment. Because even for us, we have teacher group, we have a German language group, we have a Spanish language group. I believe Jill's working on the Portuguese language group. We have the YouTuber cats like myself. Then we have the church community. We have the educator community, the legal community. So we could do a community Ecamm event and then send people into their little cul-de-sacs, but they can come back and love on each other. Or if you're like me and you have technical ADD, you can switch from the YouTube room to the let's talk about sports room to the educator room and things like that. So man, it's quite impressive.
Absolutely.
What is the biggest event that you've seen? How much bodies have you stuck in an event?
We have, I'll tell you, a comedy show, actually, not a church service. So we have a comedy show coming up on the platform that's going to have 800 participants in it. So it's going to be a big event. He does comedy shows for churches, nonprofits, things like that. So he's selling out tickets to that. That's going to be our biggest event on the platform yet. We've had a few conferences, you can imagine, and then Sunday services. That's a big one. Weeknight services as well. Movie nights. We had a church do a group movie night. It was so cute. They sent they sent popcorn via Amazon to all of their members and had them, eat popcorn and watch a movie together in the auditorium. It was really cute.
Okay, so I got an Amazon update for you that's going to blow your guys' mind today. And I was busy at the later conference, so I saw Kirk was live on Amazon for a second, right? And I looked at it briefly, but then I had to go do what I was supposed to be doing, which is this later conference. Jeff Bezos came into Kurt's Amazon live because CNN was interviewing Jeff, asking him about Amazon Live, and he goes, well, let me show you. And he pulls up, just a random channel, and it was our buddy Kirk. And
no way.
Yes. I was like, bro, how in the heck did you get Lex Luthor to pop up on your Amazon Live? Sorry, it's a bald joke. So just how I'm like, right, incredible. So yes, this is super, super awesome. I think, don't tell Katie, even though she's listening, we need to do a thing where we put together an event inside the Ecamm community that will be like, let's just hustle up all of the faith community and like do an altar day inside, an altar takeover inside Ecamm. Because what's cool about you guys, which I think is dope, is everybody here is familiar with us, right? Or they're trying to get familiar with us. If they haven't learned it yet, it's my fault since I'm the teacher. So they can take the image that I'm sending right now and I can put that in the center stage of altar. Is this correct?
Absolutely. And Andy's our tech guy. He runs services and he's an online pastor himself. He can talk a little bit about that too.
Oh, nice. Good. Andy, you're up.
Yeah, yeah. The best thing that happens, actually, you just said it, Doc, is when you can actually, as a presenter or as a pastor or as somebody along those lines, you can focus on the broadcast. Altar has this unique ability to actually bring in team members. We call it a hospitality team. You can bring in greeters and hosts and kind of let the volunteer teams take over. Because one of the things that happens in a church is that there's so much going on in a physical church. This is like any major thing. There's so much going on that you as the pastor, you as the leader, you have to focus on the presentation or the production or the whatever. And you can't handle having to say hello to 15 or 20 people because you just don't have the brain space for it. And so we actually have the ability to allow other people to host events for you so that you as the presenter going into Ecamm, bringing in people through the interview area and kind of, talking like you're talking where we're going to have a workshop on X, Y, or Z. We're going to sit there and we're going to hash over vintage sound consoles and why this one sounds good and why Yamaha still sucks, like that type of thing. So we're gonna focus on that, and then we're gonna bring the hosts in to really handle the engagement with the rows, with the tables, with the rooms, because the biggest thing that you see in the online community is, chat is great. I'm a Twitch streamer, I'm a YouTube streamer, like I do all that stuff on the side. Chat is great, and you can have a lot of fun with that. But when I can actually see somebody face to face as a host or as a greeter, when I can sit in a row and actually make a eye to eye communication. Yeah, there's an IPS panel with graphics on it. Okay, big deal. Like I can still see you two. I'm in Florida. Doc, I don't know where you are. Stephanie, you're up in Boston somewhere. Honolulu. Okay, you're like 14 time zones away from me right now.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Hey man, Florida, we got Florida weather right now. We're okay. But so all of that aside, you bring you as the presenter, then bring your host and your greeter teams in there to handle the face-to-face engagement while you're bringing people in through Ecamm, and it's sort of this circle of life, if you want to call it that makes this entire production move.
That is incredible. Okay, so yes, Jim, the way you would do this with Altar Live is pretty much the way we do with any program. Our virtual camera allows any application that can see a camera. You just select us instead of Logitech Brio or instead of, Camlink. You know how Camlink do, Camlink 1, Camlink 2, Camlink 3. So whatever you would select as your camera, say built-in FaceTime camera or Logitech Brio or C920, you just select Ecamm Virtual Cam and you're in. And then, so
and that's
with
actually...
Yeah, go ahead.
That's actually how I use you guys right now. So I'm actually in my church's studio. This is our TV studio, and we've got a whole lot going on here. I mean,
I thought your whole house was purple.
Oh no, dude. Well, it is usually. I'm not at my house. I'm at my day job right now. But
nice.
So what I end up doing when I broadcast a lot of just my face to my congregation, we've got about 2,000 people that I get to connect with, and I use Ecamm through our Mac Pro. And I'll sit here with a computer and I will kind of remote into there, virtual cam out. Actually, I'm using Panasonic Eva. So I'll do a Panasonic Eva into the Mac Pro, the Mac Pro virtual cam into Ecamm, and then Ecamm into Restream or straight into YouTube or straight into Facebook or something, whatever I'm doing that day, whatever the event calls for. And then awesome. I'm taking that YouTube link and I'm putting that into Altar Live, and then I'm putting my hosts and my greeters into that, and boom, there's your connection right there.
You're clairvoyant, because St. John's.
There we go. Come on, St. John's.
He said that was perfect. It was not a setup. It's not a setup.
I don't have chat anywhere over here.
I'm just saying, ball guys are just smart because we don't waste time combing our hair. We can just do
All right,
stuff.
I'm going to blow your mind one step further because you can do that with Altar and Ecamm. And if you let me share my screen.
Oh, yeah, let me put you back.
Sean, I'm gonna throw one more thing out here. So when you're creating that event, exactly what Andy just said, you can connect that link in. What happens on that stage can be dropped right here. Or if you are somebody who wants one less step, you can connect Ecamm directly to Altar with RTMP. And then you can multi-stream that out to YouTube and Facebook. So if you want a one-stop shop between all of them, it goes straight through all the way.
Oh my goodness. That is so good. That is good. Like, I'm having problems focusing because my brain starts thinking of, what can I do that's cool? I want to host some workshops.
Just so many options.
I want to use Altar to host some workshops. So for the people that are here because of Altar and say you're not familiar with Ecamm yet, I'll show you a couple of cool things that we do on the fly. So like this morning, for some reason in my head, I thought like Stephanie and Andy were going to come in on the same shot. But as soon as they call, I was like, ruh-oh, Raggy. And I just created a brand new scene on the fly. So I'm going to show you guys real quick how to do something like that. So if I was to come here and create a brand new scene on my end, as a matter of fact, let me do something even more fantastic. You guys are going to get a kick out of this because this is one of my favorite features of Ecamm. Even though I work here, I'm still a fangirl. Check this out. Boom. I can click this and then go buy out. Now everybody can see what exactly I'm doing. And that to me is one of my favorite features. If I press this plus sign,
cool.
I create a new scene. Under normal circumstances, your background is black, but I have some sort of preloaded type things in here. I can get fancy with it, branded type deal. So today I have two awesome guests. So I can just press on this little camera button right here and I'll put myself right there. And then I'll hold down the option key and drag another of myself because I'm multiplicitous. And then I'll grab one more of that. And then we want to be able to add Stephanie's share screen, which is a little tiny, but that's okay. We're just going to show you this for sakes. Okay, so I'm going to click on my camera and say I want that to be Stephanie. Bye, y'all. And then I can click on this camera and say I want that to be Andy. And then if we had an additional guest, right, I could click on this particular camera and bring it down and it could be guest 3. Also, whenever Stephanie is sharing her screen, that shows up as one of my options in the camera as well. I would just come down here and pick one of those, or I could pick my second camera, which will probably be upside down because it always does that, just because I have the camera actually upside down. And I want to just take a quick peek at my mixer over here. I might be trying to teach these guys how to use a mixer. Move the XLR cable out of the way, and then I can be like, oh, Andy, this is Rodecaster Pro, and you press it and you get cool sounds. Yay! So how you like that? Yes. So that is super simple.
That Metal Gear sound you can play all day, man. I'm good with that.
Oh, dude, that's our favorite. That's what instead of the swear button. I know you guys don't swear, but I use that. I use that in place of bad words, right? Or every once in a while, like my ZV-1 is too heavy all of a sudden. Every once in a while, something would come on and I'll say something that's really deep and, provocative. And I want people to hold on to that thought. There's such thing in NLP known as anchoring. So I hit him with one of these. I'm just keeping it real.
That's amazing.
Okay, so you can do cool stuff like that. If I wanted to be able to bring on a text or something like that, I'll come over here real quick and I'll just type in my little text field as soon as my keyboard starts being funny. Learn how to type. Jim, don't make fun of me because Jim's also from Hawaii, so I got to say what's up to Jim over there. I'll go ahead and push one of those, and then I want to select the text here, and we'll make it, Hawaii royalty style, and then I could just embiggen it. That's my word.
Love it.
So you can go like that. We could do a lot of cool stuff with Ecamm.
Yeah.
One of the most common things that I use all the time, which really cracks me up, but I absolutely love doing this, is I love timers, right? Timers for all myriad things, right? So say we just want to have a breakout session, and I want to make sure that everybody, you know how people get, like they start, talking over their time limit or not being cognizant or whatever. I can bring this up and I'll say, okay, we're going to have a couples council. And we're going to give each person X amount of time to talk. When you're done, you're done, right? And so when they're done, I can hit them with a button that says, okay, time's up. No more of that, right? We also have, world regular clock, or you can use it as a stopwatch. Stopwatch is real good for like team-oriented activities. I have everybody over here. I just want to do some stuff, be able to just talk about some things on the fly. So I got team-oriented activities. I can bring in, say I want to bring in, you guys are getting a sneak peek at a social media post I'm about to post. I can just drop it in as a graphic.
Ooh.
Sorry, my mouse is sensitive because, gamer, hello. So I can bring in, so it could be like a graphic that's a hammering point for a scripture. Or if you have a software that you use, right, like a Presenter or some other software that you use for your scriptures, you can just bring that in because we have built-in sort of app NDI, if you will, right? So if I were to press over, I don't have any apps up other than Chrome right now, so we'll use Chrome for a second, but I can press this guy right here, and I'm going to tell this to be Chrome. So I press on the little pencil guy, and I come over here to Googly Chrome, and then there it is. So there's Altar Live in the Google Chrome window. Now, I am currently showing you what is a beta, but we're close. So you can download the beta now, ecamm.com/beta. But I could even crop that in because I don't want people to see my Big Sur background, right? I like my Monterey background because it's purple. Or I want to cut off my address bar because I don't want you guys to know I shop at Target and Ross. So I can pull this up, and then so I can have my little guy like that. I'm like, this is looking good, but the, company logo is crowding it. So I can take the company logo, put us in the beach. I can move that, just leave it as a standard blue image. I can even put movies back there if you want. Depends on your machine. Because we're doing this right live, I'm not going to do that. If you have, like, Andy has a Mac Pro, you can just spin a movie back there. So you can have, something really, really cool happening in the background. So many things. I think that with a combination of what we can do as far as building the sort of swanky, TV style production, as well as the way you guys work the engagement, I'm going to start singing "Hoop There It Is" tag team back again.
Absolutely.
This is
this
really
is
cool.
For our altar people that are watching, we could not recommend Ecamm more because of how easy it is to make something really high quality. If you're the one-man show or one-woman show running your online ministry or have a limited amount of volunteers, Ecamm is such an easier lift for you as you get started, and it'll move your production level up a whole nother tier without the extra effort. Plus, it allows you to do a lot of that interaction back and forth. So one of the cool things I see churches do on Altar that are using Ecamm, they might have an in-person event going on. Maybe they want to stream the pastor speaking out to everybody online, but they want to make an intimate experience for those who are online. So they'll use Ecamm and go live as a host from their computer at home or maybe in the broadcast studio. They'll have a little pre-show with those online in the Altar auditorium, getting them interacting with each other, doing polls, announcements, chat, and then they'll say, all right, we're going to tune into the service, and they'll switch over to that feed coming in from in person, and then back to the online host at the end. It's a really nice transition, and it makes it even, takes that engagement up a level without the extra effort.
St. John's is over here trying to win some brownie points. Thank you for that. I agree 100%.
Absolutely.
I agree 100%.
I would agree with that.
Yo, here's a funny thing. I am a dyed-in-the-wool card-carrying member of Nerd Elite, and OBS makes me want to pull my hair. Never mind. I'm going to say it again. Like, I come from Wirecast, which was just as bad. So it's one of those things where, yes, I can drive an 18-wheeler, but I don't want to because it's a lot of work. Like you got, 5 gears, rangefinder, 5 more gears, rangefinder, 5 more. You got like 20-something gears on one of those things, and they are horrible. I used to drive my dad's one around, and I don't like it. So now I buy a car that has automatic, and I love the automatic. It was like, don't you miss manual? No. I did when I was a little kid and I was trying to show off. Manuals were cute. Now I like to just drive. Let the car
Absolutely.
shift itself.
For most churches, yeah, you don't want to, you're never going to use 90% of the features on OBS. The ones that you actually want on Ecamm are easy to find and easy to use, and you're going to use them all the time.
Yes, I totally agree with that. So here is one other thing that I think would just sort of come in kind of incredible is the way you just described it, Stephanie. It sort of reminds me of when we were kids, at the first service, they would like scoop all of us kids and like move us to one side of the room. This is even before Sunday school. It was just kind of, okay, run around in this room.
Children's moment.
And get all of your energy out. So then we can start, Bible study, right? So in a way, doing that combination with sort of Ecamm and Altar Live, you can have those, everybody at home, here's your, get your energy out, get settled in, ask questions, meet and greet, fellowship with each other, have that community aspect of it. Okay, now let's dive into the actual sermon for today or the session for today.
Totally.
And so that I really like that idea for the engagement side, and that was really smart. That was really smart. I like that.
Absolutely.
It's
you can
like
imagine.
that one auntie that has butterscotch in her pocket at church. Just shut up, kid.
You can be that person online with Ecamm. Oh, yeah.
This is really, really cool. So, yes, now here's something that's cool. What Katie just put. You can then repurpose segments that you've done with these breakout sessions. You can repurpose those for marketing your church, making it expand, letting people see that it is more than just sitting there listening to Andy. Pastor Andy's going to speak for 2 hours. Great. That's what it's always been. But we're in a different time and space right now, right? Now people are looking for engagement. People are looking for a little bit of entertainment and things like that. So being able to take segments and put these out as promotional videos for your church, you can help expand your reach that way.
Well, and not only that,
Absolutely.
but with that engagement side, you talk about the marketing and the video and kind of marrying those two. One of the biggest things that happens with churches, even as COVID is allowing churches to open their doors back up, a lot of people are still inside because they got used to being inside and going to church on a Sunday online or going throughout the week and doing on-demand church. And that's great. Like I make my full-time job as a digital pastor. Like I want more people to join digital church, trust me. But there's also a thing that people do want to go to a physical church, but a lot of people are scared to go to a physical church. And so you've got this sort of column A, column B scared thing happening with Altar Live and, broadcasting through Ecamm Live into Altar Live. You can actually see who the people are that you're going to be joining before you even darken the doors of that church. It used to be that the church website was just kind of the brochure for the church, and this is your front door, and that's how they trained us. I've been doing church work for 12 years now. I've been through the evolution of the church website is a throwaway thing to now the church website is the brochure. But I would counter that and say your digital services are now more than just a brochure and more than a front door. They are the entire living room. And you want to know who's sitting in that living room, and you want to know who's really, who's going to be talking to you. You want to know what the people look like. As weird as that sounds, you want to know what they sound like. You want to make sure you're not saying the wrong things because we live in a culture of belonging. And so with both of these products kind of combined, you can sit there in an online service or an online broadcast or an online event and say, okay, I like this church because these people, I can understand these people. They don't have this weird language that is going to make me feel uncomfortable.
Yes, I really like that. And I think St. John's Lockport, again, I keep wanting to say Lockhart, but Lockport has another fantastic comment. A lot of holdouts not ready to go in person. And even people who never came in person also go now. I know this to be true. I have a lot of friends who hadn't been to a physical church for a while. Again, even prior to the situation, as I call it, because timing or whatever, or just not wanting to hustle up all of the kids and worried about their kids acting up in church and things like that, they can sit at home and still get that that dose that they need and conversate with other people and things like that. So you guys are doing, not to be cheeky, you guys are doing the Lord's work by having a connectivity situation, especially when you have folks that are by themselves. Right? There, I know for a fact from growing up as a kid, there were people that say once their kids were gone and they lost a spouse, they didn't like coming to church by themselves because it felt weird watching everybody else come with the whole family and you by yourself. Like there's people who were just weirded out by that. Now they can enjoy it. Back in the day, all they could do was listen to the radio. It's not the same thing. I like what Andy said, and that we can see people, connect with our friends. You guys do a good job with allowing people to connect with each other in the platform, so you can build these things out. Now, I want to back up just 1 second real quick because I saw something that come through in the chat. You guys cannot talk about donuts when I'm trying to focus. You guys don't know me. I love donuts. It's my favorite food.
Hey, man, that's my kryptonite.
Me too. And then I got the Boston. I didn't get not a single Boston cream. I'm hurt. But anyway, I was good. So here's somebody brought up the idea of multi-streaming. Yes, it is something we're working on. Stephanie showed you that with Altar Live, you can do multi-streaming. But one thing that I would caution people about multi-streaming, and I get why everybody wants to do it, and you guys kind of fix it, which you fix the problem that multi-streaming has. One of the most broken parts of multi-streaming that people who are streaming never think of, audiences hate to be bifurcated. Now, what do I mean by that? Just yesterday, I'm watching this awesome stream, and one of my closest homies pop up, but they're on a Facebook group, and I'm on YouTube. But the reason why I'm on YouTube is because I'm on mobile. And if you're a YouTube premium subscriber on mobile, I can have it iOS 15, I can have it in the PIP. A PIP, picture in picture, like we're doing sort of right now. So I can be doing email, answering stuff, or talking to Katie in Slack, and I'm watching this live stream right here. It's there, floating in the window. Facebook, if you swipe away, gone. When you come back, it's back here, and then it catches up, and your brain goes, what? So I can't say hello to my buddy who's over in Facebook because I'm over in YouTube. You break your community up with multi-streaming. Now, there's events where the community's not really chatting. You're just trying to present, one to many. But streaming nowadays is one to many with many to one talking to each other in the chat. Like these guys down here. Everyone's down here enjoying themselves. Altar has a dope situation where I can bump you and do a private conversation. So you guys fixed the fatal flaw in multi-streaming that no one ever talks about because vanity. You want to see the biggest numbers in the top of your little window. I got 35 right now. If I multi-stream this to the Ecamm Facebook group with 17,000 people, that might be 150. All 35 of you are present with each other. So I personally try to tell people, don't do it unless you have a very good use case, because normally you're going to break up your audience and it's frustrating. I see Andy, I'm going to be like, yo, Andy, what's up, man? And then he's on Facebook. Now I got to leave YouTube to go to Facebook, say hi to Andy, come back. So I personally not a fan. Anyway, you
absolutely,
can
and you can imagine it's so important for services, events. We're at the church. I think people are trying to make sure nobody gets left behind. That's the fear of churches. I think that approach, though, sometimes defeats exactly the purpose that you just said, Doc. Like it splits your audience between too many. For community to happen, you really need that critical mass. And to create that critical mass, you do have to have some limiting factors. So if you want to join the live stream service, if you want to be live with other people, choose just one platform to be live. Maybe afterwards you can make your stream available on other places for people to do a replay. But if you really want live to be a time where people are interacting with each other as much as they are with the live stream, one platform is all you need.
Can you imagine a game where the Raiders are in New England and the Patriots are in Vegas and we're trying to play each other? Just think about it.
Tough.
And we're gonna win anyway. But I just want to throw that out there.
Oh.
I didn't even. Oh wait, you guys are just together because now Tom's down there with Andy. So
hey man,
that's true.
I
That's
am
true.
loving life
We're
down
sharing.
here. I've had a man crush on Tom Brady since he was at my college, University of Michigan. So let's go.
Oh, we are no longer friends. Wake
Oh,
up the
get out of
echo.
here.
Stand up and cheer for Notre Dame. Oh my goodness. Yo, okay. Andy is now kicked out of the stream by Andy. Guys, this is so good. Like, our job with doing master classes is to sort of give people the ideas that they can then take and put into effect. I think this is one of the first ones where you guys have broken my head. I'm over here. I got ideas like just crawling through the brains over here. I got my man. Dude, you just get like 100 free years of Ecamm just for being Raiders and Notre Dame. You're good, man. Sorry,
up.
Katie's gonna kill me. so, hey, I'm just being a good Catholic kid. So I just really love what you guys are doing. I like the fact that you guys are taking the people first approach. Stephanie, what put that in your path?
Oh, great question. It really started helping a church near us in Boxford, Massachusetts, get their live stream online and realizing, yeah, there's some really frustrating ways to do that. OBS, no shade there, but, so there's some easier ways like Ecamm. But once you actually do go live, there's this whole gap in, all right, who's actually sitting on the other side of the screen watching my live stream? How do I know what they need? How do I know what their day is? If they don't put anything in the chat, how do I make a connection with them? And so it really was, a combination of that and seeing so many people start sending people between links. Join on this link for Zoom. For us as technology entrepreneurs, we're like, there's an easier way to do this. You don't need to go to forums. How can we actually help, again, move people from anonymous to known and known to connected with at least one other person? So every feature we design in Altar is really built to do that. And that's what churches, that's the purpose of community, is to go from just a crowd to actually a relationship that's life-giving.
Man, that's powerful because it's so easy when you get into the software game or software as a service game even more, is to just, I'm trying to hit these metrics, I'm trying to hit these features. But I think coming from a user-focused company to, again, work, having an opportunity to work with you guys again on another user-focused company, like, I see it right away. I get it. We were just having conversation earlier about somebody that's missing the user-focus point. And it's just one of those random things. Okay, here's a question from Jim. When attendees enter the lobby, other than the initial images of the people at the table, is there a way to hover over and select the other person to see their info profile before joining the table?
Absolutely. Yeah. You can hover over their name and you can see their name in the member list too. You can click on more of their info. Now you can imagine hosts get more permissions than the average user for privacy reasons. But yeah, you can see a little bit more about that person by clicking on their image, hover over it, click on it, it'll open their profile.
There's even a fun thing you can do in meetings where if you have certain privileges, you can actually see their ping and what server they're connected to. So me, like as a computer nerd, I'm looking at it going like, oh, give me all that ping rate that you got.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
you
like
can
that.
imagine.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was going to say analytics. Those of you who are on the church IT side, or you're constantly having to report up to your pastor, why, what are our numbers, scrambling after those. We really break down analytics into true engagement metrics, not just how many people are viewing and how long did they view for, but where are they viewing from? How often, are these people coming back? Did they make a connection with someone else? Quality matters over quantity when it comes to community building. And that's really what the metrics are driven around on Altar. I just talked to a church in Australia yesterday, Crosby Baptist. Have started doing their midweek services on Altar. They saw a 40% increase in engagement of their online attendees. They stayed. Wow. They said after their service, they had people staying on for an extra 45 minutes in the lobby after the event.
Because that's what happens in real life, right?
It's what happens.
Goodness, I used to, man, we leaving, and then Grandma see Miss Hattie. Hey, Miss Hattie. I was like, Grandma and Miss Hattie together. Sis, we here
and
for
you
a
know
minute.
You're not leaving anytime soon.
You just be sitting over there
You're
leaning.
hungry.
And I would be leaning on my grandma like, Grandma, we want to go to Bob Evans.
Grandma, you got any crackers in there? Let's go.
Exactly.
So that's funny. All right, one last thing, because somebody kind of brought it up, and I guess it kind of helps. Actually, well, there's two, because I see Jim just popped in another question. He says, when you're at the table, is 4-person like a video conference? Oh wait.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. That's right. That's cool. So you can do that.
It's a video conference. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. All right. So what we want to check real quick, make sure. Man, why did I press that wrong again? All right. See, I'm over here breaking my own stuff. This is what you do, Doc. There we go. Can you explain the difference between your plans, if you will?
Absolutely. All right. So essential and premium, the biggest difference is just the level of customer support you need. If you're a church that really needs some more hands-on help, go for that premium plan. So the way that we bill on Altar Live, it's a pay-as-you-use platform. We bill by monthly active users. So one account on Altar gives you unlimited meetings and events. So again, I said that Zoom replacement. You can have meetings happening at the same time. Every single staff member on your team can have their own personal meeting room. You can have as many events happening. There's no limit to those. It grows with you as you have more engaged users. So a monthly active user is considered somebody who comes to at least one event or meeting within a month span and logs in. So this is not your anonymous viewers. So you might have, 300 people watching your YouTube feed. Estimate about 50 of those are probably going to actually create an account and do the video conferencing aspect. The others are still going to be welcome to watch, engage, and again, you're going to have that opportunity to chat with them as a host, even if they're anonymous. But they only start getting billed once they actually create an account. It grows with you, so as you use more, as more people are actually becoming engaged in your community, your plan will go up, and you can make it flexible. Do you want to be able to budget in advance? Choose annual. If you're okay with a month-to-month, you can do monthly billing as well.
Oh, there you go. All right, so let's just
if you scroll down, Doc, on that page, if any of you want to go to this pricing page, there's a nice slider at the bottom where you can see, based on what you think your monthly active users are. Again, think about the cost you might be saving if you are turning off your Zoom account, all your Zoom accounts, if you have 60, like this other church I just onboarded yesterday, or less, plus the number of 50% of the people that are on your online viewers right now.
That's cool. I like the idea of the sliding scale. And then, people, you're kind of looking at less than $3 a month if you were doing monthly, like $250 a person a month if you're doing annually, and you have just like way better connectivity, way better services, and all of the above. One of the hardest things that we have with members is getting people to understand that when you're doing budgets for stuff like this, you have to budget it from the business perspective and not from your own personal wallet. That throws people off all the time. Like, people are like, oh man, but I gotta pay, like when Adobe switched over, and it's like, I gotta pay Adobe $60 a month to do this. I go, no, you don't. And they go, yeah, I do. I'm like, aren't you doing this for client work? Yeah. Then you're not paying for it. Clients are paying for it. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, that's not your money. That's the client's paying for it. So do yourself a favor. Just start every new client where there's automatically like a $50 setup fee. You do one of those a month, and then don't drink Starbucks. Boom, Adobe's covered. It's so simple. I don't know why people get it twisted. I think this is really cool. Last question.
It's $1 a user. That's a great way to put it. $1 per user.
How long is it taking to move people from other social media to Altar Live? See, that's the thing in Empowered Living Church. You're not moving them from other social media. Their social media can remain exactly where they are. You're going to take church to where they are. Somebody said that once.
one of the biggest things with Altar Live is that there's a fear, especially with churches right now that I'm seeing. There's a fear that, hey, we've got all our platforms. We did so well during the pandemic, or we remained stable during the big disruption that's been happening. Why would I want to switch all of this up? Why would I want to do just like that last comment there? Why would I want to switch everybody away from their social media? And Stephanie kind of made the point earlier that you're trying to reach a critical mass of engagement. You're not necessarily trying to replace. You're not replacing all of your broadcast tools. You're not replacing Church Online platform. You're not replacing. Eventually, you're going to get there, and eventually. But what you need is a core, devoted team of people that are actually going to start being the church. Because what the church does on the whole is it takes people, it gets them disciplined and helps them to maintain good relationships, not only with the Lord, but with each other. Those people then reach out, grab one or two other people to bring into this thing. And so it's the make one, be one idea of discipleship that you bring into Altar Live. And pretty soon you have your user base growing. And then all of a sudden you don't need Facebook and you don't need Church Online broadcast. You don't need any of that other stuff. You simply have Altar Live, and that's it.
I'm just keeping it real.
Oh man, I've been waiting for that all afternoon.
Man, that was great. That was great, Jim. The anonymous people can't join tables, right? You got to make an account to do that,
No.
correct? Yeah. See, there
You
go.
do. Security is a big thing on our platform. Anonymous people can watch and follow along, but they need that one level of authentication, creating an account for themselves to be able to actually do video conference.
Yes, this is brilliant. That's what I tell people to do when we're in the Ecamm community, and I'm like, okay, hey, Shure came out with this cool new mic. It's $180. And everybody goes, oh, I want one of those, but I don't have it in the budget. I'm like, pass the collection plate. Pass the collection plate. Like, it is funny, but no joke. Really, at this point in time, all of you guys that are in the faith-based business, it's very important that you do set up a way for people to help you expand through your online game, because it's going to happen whether you like it or not. You can be as curmudgeon-y as you want to. You probably got like 6 more months, and then people are going to be mad at you that you don't have it. So if budgeting is a thing, then just like we should do when we wanted to build the new, place for the kids to play, or we wanted to go on a trip somewhere as a church, we would have these fundraisers, right? That's what the bake sales and all of that stuff was for. Now you can do this stuff online. Buy me a coffee page, Patreon. Like, there's many ways. Even just donate straight through PayPal. Like, there's no excuse not to deliver engaging stuff anymore. It's just too easy. Like, yeah, some of it you got to pay for, but trust me, your time is way more valuable than this, because of all the things that you can learn in church. Ain't nobody learned how to get more time. Not a single one of us. So only one person
true.
ever got more time, and his birthday is December 25th.
Yeah, he ain't here no more.
Yeah, okay. Gang, this was super amazing. Again, my brain is in pain right now, and I'm just like, this is incredible. We got to hook up and do like an altar day in Ecamm. I'm going to talk with Katie. We'll find a way to have you guys take over the community. We'll just have people come into an event, and we'll just be like walking through the halls of Altar Live and just showing, people like how it works, like real deal Holyfield, walking around and fellowshipping with each other, breaking bread, living it up, the basics. This is really cool. So yes, this very important. You keep all of your social media platforms intact. Very important. You never kind of sort of want to break that stuff up. Matter of fact, you probably should be doubling down on it. I think one problem that a lot of churches had in the beginning, prior to the situation, is, online is bad, online is the devil, blah, blah, blah. And now they got to use it to teach church. And they're like, oops, I shouldn't have said all of that without thinking it through. So, yeah, there you go. Gang, you got everybody's head hurting. How can they get a hold of you? Or if they need to learn more, I guess, Andy, you're the person to learn more from, correct?
Yeah, we're currently in the process of getting a brand new tutorial series out the door. So feel free to follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/altarlive. Head over there. Also, all of our socials at Altar Live. Actually, it's, at Altar Live. Follow us on all our socials so you can kind of keep up to date with everything we're doing. Altarlive.com is going to be the best place for you to really find out a little bit more. You can sign up for a 14-day free trial. If you're a little bit on the fence, head over, grab a trial, and see kind of what we're doing. We're honestly changing the engagement game with church. And this, Doc, you said it a little bit ago, you got to give it 6 months or so. I'd give it less than that, honestly. I'd give it till the beginning
I was trying to be nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 20, in the church world, we're doing 2022 budgets already right now. And if you don't have something in the budget to really up your digital engagement, your people are going to start to find churches that are, and that ain't pretty. And so we want to be able to help with that. And we want to be able to encourage that church to continue to grow. And so head over to altarlive.com, grab a free trial, see what we're doing.
There you go. Andy, just for the record, one of the dopest things you can do for your tutorialism, do live streams with Ecamm Live and walk people through the platform. I'm just saying.
Hey, listen, we literally just got off a call like 2 hours ago where we're actually starting up it's called the Altar Live show every Friday. And we're going to be walking through, using Ecamm, of course, on my Mac Pro at home. We are walking through tip of the day, kind of some stuff like stat of the day type things. So, man, we are, again, it's the bald brain power thing happening.
That's how you
right
do.
now.
If you ever need someone to come and just help people with understanding like gear and stuff like that, that's my specialty. I'm the buy it right or buy it twice person. So, and for the smaller churches, gang, do not sleep on something like an $800 Mac Mini. Like it is beastly. It sounds crazy.
Especially those new ones.
Yes,
Oh, man.
the M1 Mac Minis are delicious. I come from Mac Pro game, and I'm amazed that this M1 Mac Mini is as fast as this iMac Pro sitting right here. Like that's
what my laptop is right now. It's an M1 MacBook Air, and I'm cutting 4K video with no problem.
All day, yes.
Yep.
So, gang, thank you guys so much. Yes, Andy does need an Ecamm cap. We will send him an Ecamm cap. And then, Stephanie, you too, send me your guys' information, and Katie and I will get something sent out to you right away. I just, on the snapback, Andy, which snap do you put it on?
It's 2.
Yeah, me too. Oh, you got a big head, too. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I didn't want to be by myself out here with the enormous cranium. All right, gang, let me, I lost my music. I was having too much fun messing with Andy. This is super rad. I really appreciate everyone for coming. Man, I'm telling you, you guys have an amazing platform, and I just can't wait to see it grow. Like, it's just only going to get better. Thank you, Ecamm family. Please say what's up, mahalos, alohas, press like buttons. Make sure you follow Stephanie and Andy and keep up with Altar Live. And definitely look forward to seeing more of them in the Ecamm community because this rocks. I just love this song.
I need one of these switcher boards, man.
Oh, don't worry. I can help you out. Again, I'm a gear person, so whatever you need, we got you.
I'm going to bring my own personal sound effects to all of our staff meetings. Just
Empowered,
you wait.
We did an entire 4-day conference out of a Mac Mini with little much as a blip from the machine.